This week, Tony Khan defended his decision to air the All-In footage last week on Dynamite as he claimed it would help build the FTR Young Bucks feud and it would get more people interested. Well, the Aew Dynamite ratings from April 17, 2024 say otherwise, as the Young Bucks lost 16% of their viewership. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. It's time to break down the AEW Dynamite ratings, but as always, there's two things on AEW Dynamite losing the majority of the ratings. First is pretty much anybody in the women's division. Nobody seems to care about it. They lose a lot of ratings regardless of who it is. And second of all is the Young Bucks, the so-called best team in wrestling, the so-called elite. Well, there's nothing elite about them. They're maybe in an elite category of their own when it comes to losing viewership, but that's pretty much the only thing the Young Bucks have going for them. They also teamed up with Okada, £14.5 million man, and he's not even, he can't even gain, never mind gain viewers. The guy can't even maintain viewers. So, yeah, that's what we're kind of dealing with here. I mean, look how bad the ratings have been since Tony Khan. I know I say it every video, but Jesus Christ, Tony Khan spent nearly $40 million on Mercedes Moné, Okada, and Ospreay. And, I mean, he'd have been better off spending 40 pence on one of us, for God's sake.
He'd been as well doing that. Trends don't lie. The numbers go down when the Young Bucks and Okada appear on the television. Here, Mercedes Moné, not exactly drawing either. And as for Will Ospreay, I'm going to take a wild guess that he's the exact same.
Yeah,
like, they've spent $40 million to get worse.
Someone says I was crazy for saying that Nikki Bella was more popular than Okada. But I guarantee you in America, more people know who Nikki Bella is.
Yep.
For the pure fact she was in WWE for like a decade and she was dating John Cena. That alone.
And she got her own TV show.
Yeah.
Like two. The Divas and Bellas.
Like, Okada could just be any random Japanese. There's probably a bunch of guys in New Japan called Okada.
Could be.
How many professional wrestlers over the years have we seen called Okada? I mean, there's probably a shitload.
Tajiri, man. That is a Japanese legend in the business. In WWE for years. Iconic, funny moments. Same with Funaki. Recognisable. But
even Nakamura, someone that's been in WWE now for, you know, a long time. But Okada? Fuck no. I mean, I would bet my life on more Americans knowing Nikki Bella than Okada. 100%.
But no, it's funny,
I would take that bet.
Okada's came in. He's not known for talking, because guess what? He can't talk. And, like, they haven't even showcased him in matches. They've done nothing with him. The thing that he excels at, apparently, they've not done with.
Yeah, he just he teams up with the Young Bucks to take on jobbers in 6-man tag matches.
Yeah.
And he has a really terrible clothesline as a finisher. How's that supposed to get you over? I don't know. But let's talk about quarter one. It's normally the most over quarter of AEW. And I did see somebody say that Moxley is the biggest draw that AEW has ever had. That's just bullshit. We all know it's CM Punk, but
or Big Bang Theory.
Moxley comes back and he gets 917,000 views in the opening quarter. For me, that must be the lowest opening quarter I've seen for AEW Dynamite in God knows how long.
No, it's funny though, right? You say he comes back. He was there like 3 weeks ago on Collision drawing Diddy numbers.
True, but I mean, John Moxley's kind of... Well, has anybody in AEW got a full-time schedule?
Probably not, no.
But it has been a while since I've seen Moxley. He came out, spoke about Daniel Bryan, spoke about Don Callis' family. So that was that. Cuts a promo. He's back. He also said how, for the last 5 years, all he's fought about is winning the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
That one.
And it's like, what the fuck? In the last 5 years, he's actually joined AEW, been competing for the AEW World Championship, won the AEW World Championship, and then defended the AEW World Championship, yet he said all he's fought about in the last 5 years is winning this belt for Japan. That makes no sense. That would be like I said it in the other video. Imagine Austin in 2002 came out and said, for the last 5 years, all I've thought about is winning the TNA X Division Championship. I mean, like, what the fuck? You've literally spent the last 5 years either trying to win the World WWF Championship or defending it. I don't know. When Moxley came out and cut this promo, I thought, Jesus Christ, he's just kind of buried.
But see, they think that this working working partnership they've got with Japan's brilliant. No, it's pish. It's cheap as.
I thought it just made AEW look small time.
It's different, like, during the invasion, when they've got the belts, and they're like, here, winning that big gold WCW belt means a lot, because they've bought WCW. And even then, like, it's not like the top WWF guys are pure market. Oh, I don't care about the WWE title anymore. It's all about that one. It's pathetic. See Austin before.
The only time they actually would favour a belt would be when the belt was brand specific, and that made sense.
Yep.
Because Triple H believed that his World Heavyweight Championship was the real title, but the people on SmackDown believed no, the WWE Championship was the title to have. So I mean that made sense.
See Austin going into Mania 14, he wasn't like, yeah, taking on Michaels and Mike Tyson being the referee's good and all that, but here, what about that Intercontinental New Japan title? What about that one? That should be over there, damn it.
Anyway, it was a Moxley Live promo, then we got a Mercedes Moné backstage promo, and then it was a Will Nightingale angle and Adam Copeland taking on Brody King in what was effectively a one-on-one match with Julia Hart standing on the apron. So you've got Jon Moxley, Mercedes Moné, Adam Copeland, all in the first quarter, and it does 917,000. So not great.
Yep, daddy numbers here.
And also, I mean, could it be this low because there was women involved? Will Nightingale had a backstage angle, Mercedes Moné had a backstage promo, and then we had the match that involved Julia Hart. Because I just think with Moxley and Adam Copeland, they should have been doing a bit better.
What sort of match is that? Copeland and Nightingale against King and Hart. I mean, I know the House of Black.
It was one-on-one, really. It was supposed to be mixed tag, but it wasn't. But the commentators kept selling it as if it was 2-on-1, even though Julia Hart never got involved. Oh, and they're like, oh no, Adam Copeland can't tag out because Will Nightingale's not here. Well, neither can Brody fucking King. It was dumb as fuck, man, honest to God. And then Edge pretty much just loses the match on purpose because he can't touch Julia Hart.
See 6'5" Edge. That's a 2-on-1 advantage, him against Julia Hart.
It was just mental, like, because, I mean, see, back in the day, like, oh, Triple H will just lose the match because he can't touch Lita. No, what the fuck, man? I mean, pedigree, 1, 2, 3. Anyway, right, so we start off 917,000 viewers, so we go into quarter 2, we get the continuation of this Edge match, then a post-match with Mercedes Moné, and a backstage Samoa Joe interview. So we lose 6% here, down to 865,000. But, I mean, so far in the first 2 quarters, I mean, AEW are pretty much using... You know, we've seen Adam Copeland, the big signing for WWE. We've seen Jon Moxley, who people say is the biggest star that AEW have. We've seen the world champion Samoa Joe, and we've seen Mercedes Moné, who became the highest paid female of all time. So it's not like the first 2 quarters have featured bums. There's been a lot of names in here, and they didn't get off to a great start. But here, 865,000 viewers after quarter 2.
Way bigger names than what's on Raw.
Yeah, but anyway, don't worry, because it's going to get way worse. Quarter 3, we lose 16% in viewership. We go down to 725,000, and in the demo, we lose 19%, and we go from 381,000 in the 18 to 49 demo down to 310,000. And what happened in quarter 3? We got a Young Bucks promo, and then we got the Young Bucks teaming up with Okada to take on Daniel Garcia, Pac, and Penta El Ciro Miedo. What's your thoughts on that? 16%. It was like Young Bucks quarter only. Shite.
No, it's shite. I mean, they've lost, what, 140,000 viewers?
Yeah, I mean, the Young Bucks were in every quarter here. No, so it was like, you can't say, oh no, they came on and people tuned out. This was a Young Bucks quarter.
Could this be the amount of people that promised after last week they're not watching AEW because of the Bucks and Tony Khan airing that promo, and that they've seen the Bucks come on the screen here and they've went, well, I'm not watching this, I'll be back when they go away. It could be that. I know you say it's a trend, but
that's every week. It's the fucking Bucks.
But look at it, man. Like, like from the start of the show, they're near down 200,000 at this stage. The Bucks are pish. See, if the Bucks didn't do flips and name moves after fucking Meltzer, man, they'd be nowhere near the size they are. Like, we buried Dave Meltzer, but because people value his opinion, even though he's a jobber, he has elevated people.
I think Dave Meltzer is more over than the Bucks.
Ah, yeah.
See,
they put each other over.
I would put Meltzer in a Hall of Fame before I put the Bucks. I actually mean that, and I know a lot of people don't like Meltzer, but you can't deny that he has fucking dedicated his entire life to wrestling.
Sounds a bit sad to me, buddy.
Well, it is a bit sad, but you know what? I stand by that. For me, Meltzer's a bigger star than the Bucks.
I think he is, yeah.
I think Meltzer's probably more well known than the Bucks.
He probably is.
So, definitely 5 years ago, Meltzer was a way bigger name than the Bucks. I mean, pretty much everybody knew who Dave Meltzer was. I'm not saying they liked him or respected him, but he's that guy that gives 5-star matches. What are they? Oh, the Young Bucks. They're the guys that have got the Hardy Boys starter packs. Anyway,
Matt and Jeremy.
Let's move into quarter 4, 8:45 to 9 p.m. They get the continuation of the Elite 3-man trio tag match. Then we get a Chris Jericho and Hook live promo.
Was this as bad as people made it?
It was pish. It wasn't good. It was embarrassing. Up 3% in the viewership and up 5% in the demo. So we went from 725,000 to 744,000. Slight increase here. It could be just because the Young Bucks match ended. I'm not going to say it's because of Jericho, because I think Jericho's pretty much lost any sort of drawing ability or name value that he's had over the years. So, right, I don't think anyone's tuning into Dynamite to watch Jericho. He's almost getting sort of turned off the TV heat at the moment, I think.
I think he is. Like, it's a shame. We all like Jericho, but now it's like AEW reinvented Jericho. I do genuinely. I feel like without it at the start, he was in the mid-card in WWE, but damn, it just shows you, like, see while you're at the top, get out. Maybe it's better to call it a day while you're at the top.
See if Jericho had left AEW after like 2 years, we'd have been saying that was a great run.
Yep.
You know, Jericho went into a different company. He elevated the company. He had a great run as the top guy in the company, and then he left. You know what? It was a good stint he had in AEW.
Cody Rhodes, though, like.
But now we're getting to the stage where Jericho's been shit longer in AEW than he's been good.
Yeah.
So
it's like Cody Rhodes. So I mean, AEW, he was a big deal at the start, and towards the end they were turning on him, and the crowd didn't give a shit. And then look what's happened to him. I'm not saying if Jericho came back, he'd have been pushed like Cody Rhodes. Of course, he wouldn't have. But you can always look back fondly at that part of his career. But there's loads of wrestlers you can look at it like this.
I think Jericho should come back to WWE, man. Get one last run, get a WrestleMania moment, and that's go off into the sunshine.
Like, it's the same with Sting. You know, you get that retirement thing. If Sting just continued to do these... Sting felt at his biggest in AEW towards the end, because the retirement was coming. See if Jericho gets a retirement match, like career versus title or whatever at Mania, for a mid-card belt, I honestly don't think he warrants a world title match at Mania, to be honest, right? Especially you've got like people like The Rock floating about these days, but yeah, I think he does deserve that Mania career-ending match. And that's probably the best it's going to get for him, for like the US title or something.
I would agree. Quarter 5, 9 o'clock to 9:15, we get the continuation of the Jericho promo, then we get Swerve Strickland backstage, and then we get the start of Deonna Purrazzo versus Mariah May. This went up 1%. But then we move into quarter 6. It was the continuation of Purrazzo versus May, a post-match with Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa, then a Bullet Club Orange backstage segment, a Billy Gunn and Acclaim promo, and then Orange Cassidy versus Shane Taylor, and this lost 8%, down to 685,000 here. So, yeah, Purrazzo versus Mariah May, nobody really cares. And then they're following it up with Orange Cassidy versus Shane Taylor. I mean, does anyone give a fuck? I don't think so. Quarter 7, we go up 3% to 707,000. It was Cassidy versus Taylor continued. Then we got Christopher Daniels, Matt Sydal, Trent Barretta, Roderick Strong, guys that nobody cares about. Then we got the beginning of Claudio Castagnoli versus Ospreay. This went up 3%, like I said. And then quarter 8, final quarter, 9:45 to 10 p.m. It was Castagnoli versus Ospreay continuing to the end. We got a post-match with Don Callis and John Moxley coming in to make the save. This went up 5% to 742,000. And then the overrun, 6 minutes, the overrun from 10 o'clock to 6 minutes past 10. It was a Swerve Strickland live promo with Samoa Joe interrupting him and a bit of a brawl here. And surprisingly, this lost 10%. The second biggest loss of the night outside the Young Bucks. Now, I don't know, was something else starting at 10? Were people tuning out? Did people have enough? It's kind of sad this was the go-home show for Dynasty. This is the World Heavyweight title feud. And people aren't sticking it out to the end. People are seeing Swerve Strickland and Samoa Joe come on their screen and 10% of them are thinking, ah, fuck this, I'm out. That's a bit strange, I think, especially heading into the pay-per-view world title match. This is what people should be most invested in, but 10% were like, nah, I've got better things to do for the next 6 minutes. Very strange. AEW finishes with the overrun 665,000 viewers, and then the total was 762. So yeah, they're about 100,000 down by the end of the show on what their average was. So, I mean, without the beginning, they would be very close to 700,000, if not below it. So
no, yeah, they would be, and maybe there's a reason why WWE doesn't really do these overruns anymore. Like, they sped The Rock up, but again, I think if The Rock went over, people would still be tuning in.
If The Rock's on the overrun, I don't think he's losing 10%.
No, he's not. And again, I'm not too sure what was on
like,
it.
Look at when The Rock, see when The Rock's beating up Cody Rhodes and shit, and he's swearing, and Cody Rhodes is full of blood, and they're outside, and you've got the piss and rain, you've got that really cool looking effect. Are people going to be like, oh no, man, it's 10 o'clock, I'm not watching the rest of this, I'm tuning out?
No, they're not.
If anything, people are going to fucking catch note. Oh, you seen what's happening at the end of the Raw? The Rock's outside. Fucking Cody's busted.
Percentages go up.
I need to check it out. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's your quarter-hour breakdown.
How much does Tony Khan pay them, though, to actually overrun? I doubt TNT's happy about it, whatever's coming on next.
I don't think they have any live programming up next. But even then, it still fucks up the... You know what I mean? It still means they're going to be 6 minutes behind.
Tony Khan must be giving them millions. See CM Punk surgery money? He must have just fucking give it to TNT.
Anyway, guys, that's it. Let us know your thoughts down below. But again, look, the Young Bucks lose the biggest amount. If you go through Dynamite every single week, it's always the Young Bucks whenever they're in a match. People just tune out. So, I don't know. Supposedly the best tag team ever. Supposedly they're elite. They don't look like they're elite to me. And, I mean, probably Okada's actually made them worse. I'd say people actually care more for Kenny Omega than Okada. Definitely.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, I'd say Kenny Omega's better than Okada. As much as I don't really like Kenny Omega.
Yep.
I would rather watch Kenny Omega than Okada. For me, Okada's just another Japanese guy.
I think what you've got to think of, though, right?
Shit clothesline.
You've almost got to ignore the outside noise and just look at someone at face value. Forget about their reputation of what they've done before, even though I'm not saying Okada's done great things, but it's like, say we didn't know that he's had these 7-star matches, which is just pretty much impossible, and he's this big deal in Japan. You would look at this guy and think, he is just another bum on this roster with a shitty finish that can't speak English. That is it. You know, see when The Rock comes back, say you'd never watched The Attitude Era, or like even 10 years ago.
If you didn't know who The Rock was, you'd be like, fuck me, this guy's way better than everyone else.
He is the final boss.
Who's this guy? Why is he only joining WWE now? He should have been in WWE 30 years ago. Yep. You know what I mean? So, that's what it is, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Let us know your thoughts down below. Till next time. Peace.